Okay, good afternoon, trustees and Chair Dr. Mackey. My name's Darrell Clifton. I'm Vice President of Construction and Maintenance Services. Today I'm going to be giving you the procurement preview that Paula had mentioned, where we did have an issue on the overhead electric distribution services correction. And this is on the consent agenda for approval. On the objectives and takeaways, we're going to explain the circumstances with outstanding invoices on a past purchase order. We're also going to explain the corrective measures and then respectfully request on the consent agenda approval to pay the final invoices for the needed procurement. Today's agenda, we're going to give you an overview on our construction contracts, a financial summary background, as well as look at, an overview of the outstanding invoices, and then finally, the next steps. Our overhead services contracts are focused on maintaining system reliability, resiliency, and safety while supporting customer growth. Our electric construction contractors supplement our internal crews. They do customer growth projects, infrastructure modernization projects. They also perform identified maintenance on our distribution system, and recently they have given us staffing capacity for storm restoration. We do appreciate the approval of the new contract. That was a 3-year procurement for $71 million in February. The new contract did maintain continuity of our construction operations. The contracts are in place and they are operating well. This is a high-level financial summary. The prior contract was a 2-year contract. It was split up between 3 different contractors. The issue that we're going to be talking about today is only with one of these contractors. The original 2-year contract did have a contract value of $49.75 million. The issue is we have $3.6 million in outstanding invoices, which does represent an overall contract overspend. And we'll get a little more on that here in some slides. On the issues, the issue is we allowed spending to exceed the contract amount. When this issue was identified, we had to go in and account for all the work done against the contract. We did validate that work. And what does remain is that we need to pay the outstanding invoices for the work that was performed. We also realize this is a people issue. And as Corey was talking about earlier, we really need to just change the culture around controls in general, not only in my organization, but throughout the whole organization. On the outstanding invoices, we've identified 3 main issues. The first issue is we did not reserve funds on the PO as we were assigning the work. The second issue is as we were paying the invoices, we were not validating that we were receiving all of the invoices for the work that we assigned and eventually was completed. And while we were doing this, we also, looked at we also found that we needed to really look at the billing process, especially around summary billing to improve the controls. But more likely, we're going to end up needing to eliminate the summary billing process altogether. In general, we must tighten our internal controls to detect missing invoices and other issues earlier in the process. As we identified this issue, we did bring in our audit services team, and they did an assessment of all the outstanding invoices. They were able to verify the invoices were calculated correctly, and they did match the contract requirements. They did identify several opportunities for control improvements, which we are, pursuing, and we are working towards implementing controls and processes to remedy all the issues they did find. They are continuing an assessment, and they are going to give a full report out at the July 2021 Audit and Finance Committee meeting. While the audit services was doing their assessment, our internal management team, we did go back and look at all of these outstanding invoices. We double-checked in the field that all the work was completed to our standards and to the quality that we would expect. We also did an analytical review of all the detailed invoices that were not paid, and we compared that to work on similar invoices, and we do believe these charges are reasonable. On the next steps, and as what Corey, mentioned earlier, we are doing a complete leadership systems refresh. We recently, provided additional oversight for the contract management processes within my area. We are reinforcing management accountability, as well as doing a complete refresh on all the training with anyone that manages contracts, from the field representative all the way up to the executives. We're also going to update all of our approaches from the beginning of these contracts to the end. We're going to be looking at how we are requesting the work, how we're accepting the work, and then finally, when we do get the invoices to pay, that we are matching that back to actually what we did request. This is going to be on the consent agenda. Our CEO has reviewed this issue thoroughly, including the planned corrective measures, and has provided her approval. And out of abundance of caution and transparency, we are disclosing this issue today. We are humbly and respectfully requesting your approval to proceed on the consent agenda. The formal request is to request authority not to exceed $3.6 million to pay all the remaining invoices. Also, we are committing to improving our processes and controls throughout our area. Thank you, and I'll be happy to answer.
Do you have any questions, please?